the Vedic worldview, which you started to explain a little bit at the beginning, the Vedas, which is this incredible body of knowledge that comes from what we now call India, but really was a culture that resided in the center of planet Earth. We're talking hundreds of thousands, millions of years ago. And this knowledge and this wisdom that we refer to as the Vedas, it has no author. No one wrote this. No one, no one individual said, okay, this is how life is, and this is how we're all going to behave. Um, the Vedas are authorless. They say that this comes from the intelligence of nature, the intelligence of life. And when one has practiced a lot of meditation and has purified their nervous system, one can actually begin to what we call cognize or hear, see, perceive, because it's all the five senses. They can actually begin to perceive this knowledge or this wisdom of life, of the Veda. And this is how the Vedic knowledge has really kind of stood the test of time, because it is the knowledge of life itself. It's life speaking about life, not someone speaking about life. So it's this eternal knowledge and wisdom that, as I said, has been passed down through families, through teacher-student relationships as well, so that we can all benefit from it today. So, this Vedic knowledge is very, very powerful. And it seems to be what we're missing, because without it, we think we're all these little tiny waves trying to, make a good life for ourselves. And that's where I was going. The Vedic wisdom says that we don't have just this life. We think we were born, we'll have this life and we'll die. And we've got 60, 80, maybe 100 years to kind of, get it all done, whatever that may be. I don't know if anyone's finished their to-do list, but I definitely haven't. And there's more shit that keeps coming to that to-do list every day. Again, we think success is something that we're going to achieve out there. It's coming. It's coming. My freedom is coming. My happiness is coming. My fulfillment's coming. My love is coming. I just have to finish this. Okay? The Vedas say that you've had many lives, many, many, many lives. Okay? This is the culmination of the evolution of your consciousness over millions of years. And what a blessing it is to have a human life. Because in a human life, one can actually realize who and what they truly are. We have the brain, we have the consciousness state, we have this incredible nervous system that's going to allow us to have the ultimate experience in life, which is to realize I am that oceanic consciousness. This wave is here to serve that ocean of intelligence. And I'm already unbounded. I'm already free. I'm already whole, fulfilled, complete. I'm already the source of love itself. Let me bring that into the world. Let me bring that into every thought, feeling, into every action. Let me manifest that infinite oceanic consciousness into the relative. Let me take the infinite into the finite. What would that look like?
Yeah,
It totally reorients the whole way you see yourself,
yeah.
What the purpose of action is, how I just go about my everyday. And I think one of the biggest ones is that we're always striving for more and more and more. And that's not, that's a very natural thing, actually. It's very natural to want more. This is life. There's always something more. There's always the next upgrade. There's always the next evolution, right? And thinking, the mind is just always wanting more and more and more. So there's nothing wrong with evolution. There's nothing wrong with creation, with continuing to upgrade and change and create beautiful things in this world. The question is, who is doing that creating? Why are they doing that creating? How are they doing that creating? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from lack? Is it coming from a state of disconnection? From a state of I don't even know who I am? from a state of manipulation and control, from a state of pure fear?
Mm.
Or is it coming from a state of wholeness,
Mm.
fullness, completeness, of love, of compassion, of understanding?
Mm.
Anyway, we took a bit of a deep dive. I'm sure
Yeah.
that'll be,
Yeah.
as we
Beautiful.
like to do.
Yeah. Well, for me, it definitely was coming from fear in a massive way. And
Mm,
like what you referred to before in terms of like the ego can be inflated. And for me at the time where I found you, it was huge inflation. But just as you said, there's two sides to the same coin. That inflation was driven from so much deflation and
yeah,
deep feeling of fear of not being good enough and just fear of death ultimately.
yeah,
And that for me, my ego, the fragility within the ego was so strong, and the safety strategies to try to support that fear was
mm,
so strong, which is why it took me, that identification was so strong. And it took me so long for the like, gotta fight, gotta fight, gotta fight, I'm not safe, protect, protect, I'm better, I'm better. No, I'm not good enough, I'm better. No, I'm not good enough, I'm better.
yeah,
And it's like such a viscerally all-encompassing somatic and nervous system experience
yeah,
that it took a long time to transition to being able to see life with a little bit more influence from the oceanic perspective
yeah,
and a little bit less influence from the wave perspective.
yeah.
And
And would you say that what, just to make it very practical for people, the journey over the last however many years for you, um, when we're talking about that oceanic self, what that actually looks like practically is having more of that ability to witness and be aware of what's taking place in your life. And there's more spaciousness inside. I always share this beautiful story that a woman, um, when she came and learned to meditate with me, again, highly stressed, most people are when they come and learn. And she said after about this was on day 3 of the course, she came in and I said, how's it going? What's your experience? And she said, you know, it kind of felt like before starting this, life was like a cinema. And I was sitting in the very front row and watching like everything go by, and my head was swinging and it felt really intense. And she's like, it's only been a few days, I know. She goes, but I feel like I'm just a few rows back. And I was like, that is such a beautiful way to describe this transformation in consciousness that is happening after only, you know, 6 meditations. She was already noticing that there was this greater capacity to witness what was taking place in life rather than being caught up with the drama on the screen, identifying with all the characters and storylines and, the comings and goings of the drama. There was that ability to still witness it and enjoy it and kind of, be part of it. But there was that little bit more space that allowed her nervous system to actually maintain a level of calmness or groundedness or presence. And that simply came from, you know, a few days of meditating. So over the years, you can imagine how that transforms. Yeah.
yeah,